Hello again, Jamaica. Welcome to the Jamaica Patriotic Alliance. The scripture for you this morning from the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 24, and it says, "Diligent hands will rule, but laziness ends in forced labor." Diligent hands will rule, but laziness ends in forced labor. Proverbs 12, verse 24. With that, greetings again, Jamaica and the world. As we come again to address the topic of labor in Jamaica and the rewards that people reap for their labor in Jamaica, we need diligent hands from top to bottom, or else we will be forced to work harder if we do not volunteer to work and work better. It is unfortunate, though, that in Jamaica, a 9-to-5 job is almost the equivalent of voluntary starvation. I repeat, in Jamaica, a 9-to-5 job is almost the equivalent of voluntary starvation. And there goes the problem. The people who volunteer to work 9 to 5, they are not adequately rewarded for their honest efforts. But everybody around them that's breaking the law and doing illegal stuff is making lots of money, and they see this. And something is fundamentally wrong with that concept, and it's simply because the politicians and the men who design our society have designed it to be so. So when the energetic young men and women decide that they will not volunteer to starve, because that's how they see a 9-to-5 job, as voluntary starvation, then comes illegal activities. Because the wages are meager and the government refused to take the mantle and make sure that the people of the country are properly rewarded for their labor. If you look at this, what they have going on now, what they call scamming. What can we say about that? The people have become creative in how to make money because the government have allowed wages and the treatment of workers to be so bad that many young Jamaicans do not want to go that route. They do not want to be a part of an oppressive workforce, and so they freelance and they come up with ingenious ways of making money. It might not be right, but were many of these people forced into that because of the bad and poor treatment that they see reaching the people that are in the workforce? And so the government has got to take control of its currency. The currency of the country should be pressed by the government itself. Every sovereign country has the right to print your own currency. You have that right. And money is printed, so there's no shortage of money. And the excuse that they can only pay this because of that. If you take control of your own destiny, you can do whatever you want. Just take control of your own destiny. The government has got to be strong enough and firm enough to take control of the printing of the country's money. We have enough raw materials locally to sustain a people if we organize ourselves and do the right thing. We have BC or cola that they use for Pepsi, Coca-Cola and all of that. Jamaica has lots of that. Yet, we don't really have BC farms. This is an industry that the government can exploit to generate income because we have the land space for that. We have to come up with a land program that will utilize the land to feed the country. We have sugarcane that can be consumed, not just to make sugar, that nice striped sugar canes. This is an industry that the government needs to launch and to expand it. Consuming sugarcane locally and internationally is a very profitable business if you go into it. The hillsides of Jamaica, these things grow wild. In the United States, you are paying $5 and $6 for a little bag of cane juice. So why not subsidize the farmers in Jamaica and tap into the international market where this is concerned? Mango. We don't have a mango farm, but we have some of the best mangoes in the world. Why not create mango farms across the island? Put in place mechanisms to make mango nectar and sell it on the global stage, in the global market. So much of our resources are wasted because there's not a planning on the part of our government how to enhance these industries. They make it go to waste. And the people with these arable hillside lands must be made to know that they are valuable. They can become the breadbasket of a nation. You have to motivate and inspire the people to utilize what they have to benefit the country. But hence, a lot of it goes to waste. We have the indigenous Ethiopia apple, where it's the most tastiest apple anywhere in the world. Such apples should be marketed and ready for export by the time they start to change color barely. They should be flooding the overseas market with those. Those have to drop and birds eat their belly full and the rest drop, where the people can't eat the rest, just drop and waste. There's no vision. There's no diligent hands in our government. There's no vision for the country. Let me touch on the most sensitive industry, the marijuana industry, which, if it is legalized and regulated, where government monitor the operation of these farms, I believe it would bring the Jamaican countryside into massive development and income earnings. We cannot listen to the overseas forces that are telling us not to legalize marijuana. Jamaica have the most potent marijuana in the world. And the men with the know-how how to farm those things properly. It surprised me that none of our politicians have decided to advocate for the legalization of marijuana, since as we have the arable land in Jamaica, the know-how to grow it properly, and the market worldwide is there. This is your product in your land that if you legalize that industry, then the men who own the farms could hire workers legally, put them on the books, they pay taxes to the country. Then they would not have to hide their cash and hide this. So if you have a marijuana farm and you have a set of workers and a man mess up, you fire him, you go and he look work on another farm. But if you're doing an illegal business and he mess up, most time they want to kill him because they don't want him to talk because it's illegal. But it is clear, and for medicinal purposes, that this plant holds value. And scientists and doctors worldwide have advocated for the legalization of such a plant, at least for medicinal purposes. We have to practice our sovereignty. We cannot call ourselves a sovereign nation, and everything we do, we have to be told what to do by other countries. There are certain things that must remain indigenous to Jamaica, and our traditions must be held dearly. And if we are to eradicate crime, it is not just looking for the men that are doing the crime and killing each other. That's all is not enough. It is how you construct your society, how you arrange your industries, and you guarantee the benefits of these industries to the people in the environs. Legalize. If you don't legalize an industry and that industry exists, then it is you have used the very law to create outlaws. The very law that you make is creating outlaws. It is clear that no amount of helicopter and this and that you use to cut down these farms, it is clear that it's not getting anywhere. So to take the crime out of the industry, legalize it, regulate it, and manage it, so the men can feed their families well, and they don't have to kill each other when one makes a mistake, because they know it's a legal business. So you can't go tell police nothing. It's illegal. Jamaica has got to cater to the needs of its people, not the whims and fancies of overseas forces that are telling you how to run your country. When the people of your country are dying daily, starving daily, and you have the resources in your country to end starvation, end unemployment, and elevate the status of your country. You will get pressures from overseas governments to not to do this, not to do that. But each country has its own needs, and we have to address the needs of Jamaicans. And I say, it is time we look into these industries. It is worth the conversation. At the very least, we should be conversating about how can we legalize this industry and offer those goods on medicinal purposes. legally exported for medicinal purposes, I say to the government, it is time to make bold moves. That's how you're going to solve the economic problem and the crime problem in Jamaica. Until next time, thank you. Like, share, and subscribe. Spread the word so it can be heard.